I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back everyone to another edition of Tenkanerth Overview. This time the spotlight is on the Border Kingdoms. We're going to be taking a closer look at the kingdoms that make up the Border Kingdoms and discussing some of their history. The Border Kingdoms, unlike a lot of the other nations of the world, are actually not one unified nation, but rather more of a loose confederacy of weaker kingdoms that have banded together for mutual survival. Amongst them is the Simmenfeld Earldom. This land has only one major city of Dodhaz. That is comprised mostly of hill dwarves. The men and women who live in the Simmenfeld earldom are mostly loggers and miners who live in small villages and sell their goods to the other nations in order to get the wheat and other supplies that are not as available to them, but their massive supplies of lumber and ores keep them well stocked. Then the next kingdom up is the Makia kingdom. This kingdom exists along the eastern border of the Horde of the Wilds and the Wildlands, and as a result, they have a lot of hardened warriors, but not a lot of smaller supplemental villages to provide grains and whatnot, and so rely heavily on the kingdoms to the north and south of them to keep them supplied. The next largest kingdom is the Gortaland kingdom. This kingdom used to be the richest by far thanks to their city of Goldgismar. Goldgismar is a gold mining town that produces so much gold that it was one of the last places to be liberated from Caledonian rule. A lot of the men and women who settled here are from Carpathia and fly a blue wyvern flag reminiscent of the old Carpathian flag. And then finally, the largest kingdom is the Kingdom of Chapelle. The Kingdom of Chapelle comprises several smaller towns, but also the city of Waterran, one of the largest cities in the world and an important trading port, as it is a port that exists inland upriver and therefore is more protected from coastal raids. And yet still the large river allows massive ships to get through, so the trade is very lucrative. In fact, Waterran is so rich and lucrative that they were able to capture Al Qadra from Al Qadim to the south, and so now have added an Al Qadimese city to their holdings. There are three smaller provinces that comprise the border kingdoms. Langenberg, a province known for its fierce knights, but very small and uninfluential. The Border Kingdom's Brialand, a safe refuge for mountain and hill dwarves who do not exist inside the protection of Car Kisden. And finally, the Storist Canton, a small community of halflings that have found shelter here where nobody else wants them. So that is a brief overview of the Border Kingdoms and some of their history. I want to thank you guys for watching, and as always, everyone, good gaming.